Today we're making a Toile Inspired Christmas card. Toile is short for Toile de Joie. It's a repeating pattern printed on fabric, usually of greenery or the French countryside. I'll show you a technique called masking, which is the key to making this card. So first, for the materials, you are going to need a stamp set. We're going to use Campology by Stampin Up because it has this pine tree forest and still scenes for the sentiment. You need a clear block. This is a size E. Garden green, Versamark, gold embossing powder, which I like to put in a container with a spoon. You need a heat tool, snowflake sequins, and a wink of Stella brush. You're also going to need a thin piece of paper. Copy paper will do. And of course you need your Whisper White card base and Whisper White cut into 4 by 3 inches or 10 by 7.5 centimeters. So I'm going to go ahead and start. So first you need your mask. So this is a technique called masking. So I'm going to get this stamp here, the pine tree forest, and I'll just mount that onto my clear block. So this doesn't have to be perfect. You're just going to make a mask, so you need to stamp it onto your thin cardstock, and then you're going to cut around it. So cut around that and you'll end up with a mask. Next, I'm going to get our Whisper White paper and then start stamping here. So remember, we're going to do repeating pattern. So I'm going to start stamping. I'll stamp here first. There we go. And then using my mask, I'm going to ink up my stamp again. And then I'm going to stamp over my mask. There you go. Now I want to stamp another in that corner. So I'm going to mask this. And it's handy if you have little bits of post-its, so you can just mask off this piece right here. Perhaps like that. So basically you're just covering the piece. You're covering where you don't want any image to show. So now I'm going to remove the mask, and this is what I have. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up the edges. Give it a light tap. And it just creates a frame. Okay. I'm going to get my card base and I'm going to stick this over here. Be mindful of this space here because we're going to do some embossing here for the sentiment. So I'm just going to stick this down. I'm going to get this sentiment, this one. Mount it onto my clear block, Versamark, ink as well. Embossing powder. Give it a couple of taps to get rid of the excess powder. And if you have a brush, just brush off the excess. And then heat set with a heat tool. It's done when it's nice and shiny. And then next thing you need to do is get your Wink of Stella and brush some of the Wink of Stella onto the trees. This will just give it a nice shimmer. It has very, very tiny glitter that doesn't brush off. So it's like a paint, a glitter paint. Just gives it some shimmer, so it's just wherever you want it. There you go. It's hard to see on the video, but it's there. And you'll notice it when you look at the card closely. And then the last thing you want to do is get your snowflake sequins and stick some of the sequins on your card. And this is what it will look like. See the small snowflake sequins? It's just here and there. And this is our card for the day. Thanks for watching. Bye.